Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another season of Grand Arena Championships. We got the 5v5 that just started, so this will be round one of the new season. And you guys saw in 3v3 how they had changed it, and we had to put extra squads on defense, and it's the same for 5v5. I don't know what division you guys are in, but I'm in D1, and we sure do got to put a lot of squads down on D, and that means you got to have a lot to attack with as well. So one of the focuses that I'm working on while all this is going on is trying to round out those squads. There's some squads that may come into play that we don't ever never get to use really. You might be seeing more Phoenix on defense, more Ewoks, crap like that, because we got to come out with something. I was using Jawas in 3v3, so I got to find a use for them in 5v5 too. It's like you got to maximize that roster and stretch those squads. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off down here in the bottom. Hopefully you guys were watching and saw what all teams he had. If not, just keep watching and you'll see what teams I'm going up against. Figured I'd start off with the hardest one. Now, this is a counter I used like once the other day, and then I think I tried it once in arena, and it didn't go too well. Um, definitely doesn't get you perfect banners. But if you guys have a better idea, I mean, let me know. So I've got C here with Watt, Moff Gideon, Brood Alpha, Sunfac. I'm not exactly sure on the order or the proper way to do this, so we kind of learn as we go. Like I said, this is new to me, but you got to kill this Jedi Master Kenobi somehow. And I got my own on defense. In arena, I just do mirror matches, and I usually do okay. But when you got to fight it and you have your own on defense, you got to think of something else. And I've been using a Supreme Leader Kylo on the ones I come across that don't have the ultimate, and that seems to work pretty well. But whenever they get that ultimate, it seems like a whole mess of trouble trying to use that, and you don't make very much progress at all. Now, this squad he put here on defense is a little bit different, because you see he's got Ayla in there instead of Cam. And right there, I thought my game had stopped and crashed. You get little graphical glitches like that, and I was like, oh my god, if I dropped on this, there is no backup counter. Like I said, we run out of teams. You can only drop one or two battles, and then you're stuck. And if it's the wrong one or two battles, you're going to be stuck anyway. So, yeah, hopefully this goes well, because like I said, there is no plan B for this. And I think a lot of us are going to run into that at least for the first week or two, till we find out what counters work, what's reliable, and what do we need to hold for offense, or what's going to happen if we end up going too heavy on defense. It's a lot of trial and error right now with the expanded amount of squads that we have to put here. You can see this counter is going okay. I did lose Moff Gideon. Watt looks like he's going to be on death's door, so that's, unfortunate. You want to try and keep everybody alive and just end up with more points. Wish they'd go after C a little bit more. I've got Ahsoka and Ayla linked, so they'll be able to go as soon as C gets his next Sky Lightning move. So I'm just trying to knock out JMK and get him down a little bit. Get that health down. Hopefully I can make some progress, get some damage going on. So far it's holding up okay. There went Watt. At least I can summon the brute back, so I've got an extra punching bag on there to take some damage. But I am making some solid progress on Kenobi. If I can get him out, it should be quite a bit easier. So got him into the yellow. That Sky Lightning thing should be coming around. Once I do that, that should hopefully do enough damage to keep things moving around here. Got one more turn to go on that. There went Kenobi, so we're all good now. Now it's just a matter of getting around to C's next turn, and I'm done. So there we go. He's got his move up. done. So it worked. 52, I'd say that's not terrible, because you know how those GL fights can go, like 46 banners. So that went better than I expected. At least it worked. And now I'm going to use my bounty hunters against his Beskar Mando, scoundrels. He's got Beskar Mando with IG Queel, Mission, and Zalbar. That's someone I'm working on right now. I already got Zalbar, but I've had Mission at Gear 12 for a good while. I'm giving her the last few pieces to take her to Relic. That way I can use her with a Scoundrel team or use her under BAM like this guy's doing to do something. You got to get those extra filler pieces out so that you don't have a weak link like a G11 or G12 in an all otherwise relic squad and leave your opponent an opening. I don't want that. So just using bounty hunters, it's typical. Just trying to pop that contract, and once the contract goes off, I want to cycle around to BAM or to my Mando and then execute his BAM or disintegrate him. So that's what I'm trying to do. So there we go. Boom, disintegrated. He's done. Look, and I even took out Zalbar. So now I just got IG and Queel left. Nothing really too fancy. Look, I'm going all out on IG, and I actually end up just healing him up a little bit, I think. Look, I think, okay, I'm doing some heavy damage, mass assist, and then I ended up healing him up or something, or maybe that was Queel. But, so, I don't know, it just takes a while. When you get down to those two, they're not enough to time you out, but it's like, they do make the fight drag on just trying to kill those two. So it really comes down to just getting back around to that disintegrate. And then once you get that, you're able to take them out and the other one will go down just fine. Even with Django's rocket, and these are all Relic 8 bounty hunters. They hit hard, they're modded pretty well. They couldn't scratch them, couldn't do anything. So disintegrate did the job, and now they took out Queel. 59 banners, good enough. Now he put down his CLS team. Thankfully, my Han is faster, so at least I got that going for me. So I'm using my own CLS in a mirror match there. And I went first, go after his Chewie. Chewie's gone. After that, try and go after his Han. Get him out of there if I can, because his hits hurt. He's a really heavy damage dealer. Don't want that. So got to try and get him out before they start their whole train on me. But since his Chupio has now gotten himself into the yellow, I want to try and go after him and get him out. See if I can take him out here with one shot. And now just CLS. I'm in good shape. Let's try and get him out of there and call it good. So there we go. 55 banners only for that one. But it worked. Check this out. This is what's left of my Padme team. Like, since I have Jedi Master Kenobi, and now he takes all the Galactic Republic Jedi, all the ones you would like typically use with Padme, like GK and Ahsoka, yeah, they're gone. And so I've just got junk left. Like, all I've got is Padme, Anakin, and then I got R2 in there, and then it's Ayla with the clone sergeant. We had to relic him up anyway, I think, for one of these characters, so might as well use what you got. And that's literally what we're doing. Like, everyone's going through their roster, seeing who do I have relicked and where can they fit, because I'm running out of Galactic Republic characters. But look, he put the Bad Batch on defense. I mean, this should tell you more than anything that the Bad Batch are not really a defensive squad. They got to be good for something else on offense. Look at that. A junk Padme team took him out. Everybody's alive, all 5 alive, and my junk Padme team is just wrecking them. And it shouldn't be like that for a brand new, all marquee, bam, 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 that you had to buy. And I end up getting 55 banners on that using Padme with just junk. So that opens up the back wall, cleared off that front zone. Look at what he's got in the back. He's got Ray, and he's got just tanks and, leftovers, like a Ray leftovers squad. So I'm going to go after the Newt team. This is the counter team that I had picked out for it. I'm going to tell you honestly right now, it did not go well. He's got Malik on there. I don't know if that played a difference or not. And when I went after his Newt team, I was thinking I need Sith because Sith will at least heal. But who can I take as a fifth? And I had nobody. Like, I could have taken Assassin maybe, but I think I really used everybody else that was halfway decent. So I ended up going in with just 4. And I'm like, okay, if I can isolate somebody and annihilate Django or annihilate Malik, I should do fine. So let me try and take out Dooku. Dooku's just doing his thing. I've got my Sith Empire trooper over there, and he's just tanking it out like he should be, doing exactly what he should be. There goes Dooku. Now I've got Newt here, and I really want to just annihilate Newt. That way I don't have to worry about Newt dying and reviving and taking another turn. You can go through and annihilate each one if you have the time. But, man, watch. You just have to see how it goes. Django goes, does his burn. Ness got the daze, AoE. They keep going after my trooper, which is good because he's a tank and that's what he's supposed to do. I've got my Scion with the Help by Hatred, so I'm like, okay, I'm in good shape there. Keep trying to cleanse off the extortion. Now, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, if you should cleanse it, because they get more damage. And I know Django can hit a lot harder when you start giving him the bonus damage. But at the same time, you don't want your characters to get all these max health things and be dealt all this damage from all this extortion and have it spread around. So I'm trying to balance that, I guess you would say. And so Nyla's had Annihilate coming up. He just needs another turn. Right there, they ended up killing my trooper. And now my tank's gone. Nihilus is feared. So now they can go after kind of who they want. And I was like, what do I do? Should I AoE here? Should I cleanse the extortion? I cleanse it off. Look, Malik ends up draining Treya. And that was like the end right there. Because with her gone, what does that mean? It means now I can be ability blocked. I can be stunned. All the debuffs are going to stick. She's not going to cleanse off those debuffs. And so, of course, Nihilus gets stunned. He's had Annihilate just waiting for him to take a turn. And he doesn't get a turn. And look at that. There went Scion, and he got no revive because it was Django that got him. And then there went Nihilus. So it went from, okay, doing okay, everything's going smooth, to just shit all at once. So that sucks. I'm going to go up top and start using the squads I have left to take this zone out, because I honestly don't know, with that fail, if I'm going to have enough squads to be able to get through. So clear the top, that way at least I can get through to ships and clear off, 3 zones or so and see what happens. And I don't know if my opponent's going to be in the same boat or what. It depends on what he uses where, I guess. So I'm going to take my Imp Troopers without Moff Gideon, since I already used him, and you wouldn't take him anyway against a Darth Revan team, against his Darth Revan team that does not have Malik on it, and take him out. And it works pretty well. You guys can see that. Watch it over and over if you need it. See how it goes, but it's pretty straightforward. Without Malik in there, you can use all your AoEs and just do as much damage as you can and start taking them out one by one. So I just have his Sith Empire trooper left, and he's going to go down here pretty quick. Look at that. Everybody's gained back their protection, I think. And there we go, 60 banners. Now I'm going to take my Kylo against this Grievous team. Now, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have done this. I did it, and then I was thinking like, okay, do I use Kylo and get better banners here and try to make up for dropping that battle? my opponent had dropped a battle up front on a clone team, so I did have some room to work, and I thought, okay, if I can make up some banners, I'll be okay. If I can do this, we both dropped a battle, it should be fine. Let me go through solo this, and there's no newt here, so it should work fine, and end up getting about 63 banners. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just go through, take this team out, get a decent score, and make up a little bit of that loss. Just got to take out B1. So Kylo's good. I think he'll be a lot more useful in these 5v5 matches soloing some stuff than he is on defense, but who knows? It's early. But with so many squads that we had to put on defense, you might need all the people that can solo as much as you can to have all those solo opportunities and be able to get through and only use one character to take them out. So nothing fancy here to see. I'm just finishing off. I was trying to see if I could gain back any protection, but I couldn't quite get there. And so that's it. I'll lose that one banner, but it's 63, so not bad overall. This fight makes me cry. Watch the screen and watch what mistake I'm about to make here. So it's a JTR team with the Bros and BB-8 and then OG Finn. And what do I not pay attention and do? What am I doing wrong, class? Tell me. I didn't realize until I'll show you the moment. I was taking him out and I'm like, okay, take out Finn and then work my way around. And I should have taken out Resistance Hero Finn, and I just saw Finn. I didn't even think about it, and I went straight to Poe. And then I'm like, wait a minute, what's all this extra attacks doing all this damage? I was like, what's all this inspired shit? Shouldn't that go away once Finn is dead? And then I looked, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, oh, don't tell me I killed the wrong one. Like, I just completely spaced it and killed OG Finn instead of Resistance Hero Finn. And so, of course, he does the inspired, and he's got his AoE, and he passes turn meter back and forth to Poe. And look at that, they killed my old Ben. And I'm like, oh, I got Jolie. He can, he can bring him back, which is cool that he at least has that. But it's like, dang, I really, I got stuck. And then JTR taunts, she can taunt. So there's no way to get to him to take him out. And it was at that moment, I knew I screwed this one up. Because once they get running, you guys know these guys can do a lot of damage. They took out my Basti, and that's all the extra protection and everything that she starts with and gives your team that cushion to be able to kind of weather the first few attacks, and they just eat through it and tear up my team. And so now I'm down to 3. They're going after Jolie, which obviously if they kill him, it's over. And that's if he can cycle around to his revive. And he's got 3 more moves until he can get back to his revive. So I don't think that's going to happen. All that because of just a stupid mistake. Like, I can't believe that I did that I killed the wrong character because I wasn't paying attention. So this team was the only other team I had that will actually be worth a damn and be able to do anything. And I know you guys might think, oh, well, why didn't you break it up? You don't need all those. Yeah, you don't need all those to kill this team, but that was the only thing I had that was going to punch through Rey, hopefully. And you do need all those to get through the Rey team, even though she's got tanks and everything in there. Nothing super fancy. It's still a GL. So you got to have some attackers that can do some damage. And I tried every which way I could think of to split what characters I had left. And I had just a bunch of odds and ends. Nothing that would have killed the Resistance Bros. So I had to burn that team there in the interest of getting to ships and clearing that. and then hoping my opponent would just do a crappier job of clearing it and get stuck on what I got in the back, which is my Jedi Master Kenobi. So that's that was my plan. I didn't show it. I meant to show it. I don't know if you guys do this, but I ran a comparison with Hotbot right at the beginning, and you capture all your opponents for the week. It shows you your whole bracket. So I ran that comparison, and it showed my opponent did not have JMK at all. That spot was blank. And so I thought, oh, cool. I got a guy that doesn't have Jedi Master Kenobi. No problem. So I really wasn't prepared to then see an ultimate JMK in the front wall. And that was just unfortunate, you know. So I reported it to the devs and stuff, and they were talking about it. I guess it was just some hiccup with the bot. And I didn't do any more in-depth checking. I just took it as it was, and so you know that sucked. Yeah, let me actually show you that, just because I thought it was odd, and you can see I'm not lying. You guys can pause your screen and look. It's that mini Thane's paw, and it shows no JMK. So I completely was underprepared for, you know, to see him right out front in the first wall. So that kind of sucked. Anyway, back to this fight. So I was like, what do I have left? And I had nothing. I had EP Vader, obviously no Watt, because I used that in that hybrid team at the beginning that I really didn't plan to run. And I've got Thrawn there. I had to break out the IPD. I haven't used him in forever. But it's like, you know, you got to do something. Like I said, you got to use what characters you got. So I'm just trying to kill all these guys that I can. Mother Talzin's about to take a turn, but I went ahead and blew her up with IPD. That way I could get one more down. Try to kill Asajj there so she doesn't do something stupid and bring somebody back. I was able to get them down. Only 33 banners there. But I got through. Got to ships at least. So I'm making a little bit of progress. I'll be able to take out this. Looks like a Radis with Houndstooth there and a Malevolence. So I'll show you what I got for those. I got 62 using my own Malevolence against his Radis. It was a little rough, but, you know, 62 isn't bad, I think. And then I used my Negotiator against his Malevolence, and he did that one where you put Spy as the reinforcement or whatever, the one reinforcement. So, I don't know. 61, not terrible. Anything 60 plus is good enough for me as far as fleet's concerned. So I did clear those off. At least got 3 zones cleared here. Not the best at all. And then now I'll go back to this back zone. I was like, okay, I can probably clear off these other 2 teams, but I've got nothing to clear off that race. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. So let me show you what I ended up using for the other 2 teams and show you how that worked out. So I had First Order. I used Crew with Hux and then OG Kylo. I had Foss there and I had Fox. Just because I had used Supreme Leader Kylo as a solo, it left me with all the extra First Order characters. And what did I tell you earlier in the video? The Relic Phoenix. And you're going to be seeing probably a lot of those if you guys are in the upper brackets. People have all these extra spare like C and D teams that never get used. They're going to start using all this. And so the only thing I could think of that I had that might have been strong enough to kill these guys is First Order. Like, it's the only synergy team I had. I just had a bunch of scraps. So I can tell you right away that with what I'm working on this week and trying to gear everybody up, I told you I was working on mission. I've worked on my Phoenix, trying to round out. So I have one last bounty hunter to work on to have 2 full bounty hunter squads and be able to use those. I mean, it's little things like that. Like every team, like if you have Bad Batch or you have, I don't know, Tuscans, anything you have relicked up, you're going to start trying to find a use for. And so you might see me put Rose somewhere. I might slap some mods on her and find out where she fits, because I got to do something. And having a leftover relic Rose on the bench sure isn't going to do me any good. So maybe I'll need to find a place for her. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. I figured I'd mention them since you guys are watching these battles anyway. We're going to have to start using those C and D teams and making new teams, because we got to stretch these rosters up to 11 ground squads. That's 55 characters for defense, and then at least 55 for offense. And you see what happens. You end up failing a battle, and you're going to need more than that. So you better have a whole lot of relic characters, and they better be high relic good characters, or you're going to end up getting squashed. So got to find the balance, see what works. Might end up putting something dumb like Rolo and Captain Han on a team if I can find something that steals some banners. You know, anything that will steal banners, it doesn't necessarily need to get a hold. But if I can steal some banners from my opponent, you know, hopefully that'll work. So I'm just cleaning up his Phoenix here. Still learning everything and what they do. My Phoenix were gear 8 till this last week. Most of them were gear 8. And now I've gotten them all up to relic. So they'll be making an appearance. Well, you see I still got 59 banners on his Phoenix. So they didn't do too good a job. But against First Order, I mean, that's should be expected. If I had random junk, they would have probably held the line. So now the last team that I have is Night Sisters. Like, that's it. I don't think I have any more teams with synergy, and they wouldn't have done any good against Phoenix. But this is kind of the worst team you want to throw them against, because you've got Malik here, you've got Nest, and then Django, and he's got the Zeta. So if he ends up killing my characters, they're not going to revive. So he could slowly kill them off one by one, and it's permadeath. You know, they're not going to come back. So I went with Asajj lead because I think she's stun more or something. I don't know. I don't really use Asajj lead, but I did know that I'm not going to be relying on a bunch of deaths and revives, so Towson lead really wouldn't do me any favors. So I went with Asajj lead here. Figured if I can try to keep them sidelined with some stuns, maybe I can do something. So I got Nest into the red. She's got that protection, so I can't do anything. Look at that. Django was able to kill off Spirit, and I won't be able to bring her back. So that's one more character down. I got to not let Django be able to kill somebody. I need Zombie to taunt and Django to be stuck on Zombie. So I got to work on killing Django so that he can't ignore taunt. Trying to get him taken out before he can do some heavy damage. And I keep relying on stuns. Thankfully, old Daka was able to get a stun on him. And so I was able to focus on Nest, take out Nest while he was stunned. Took him out once with Asajj's AoE. And now he has to stay focused on Zombie because of the taunt. So as soon as I can get off Malik, I'm going to try and stay focused on Django and get him out. Once he's out, then it's just Night Sisters against Malik. I should be fine. So that went better than I expected, because obviously Django with the no revive thing is very, very sketchy. And if he would have killed the wrong characters, it would have been game over. But now I can just throw it on auto and let them go to work on Malik. Hopefully I can land some Plague. They're doing good at landing stun. That tenacity down that Zombie gives is pretty clutch. So it's helping me land some stuns on him. Keep him stunned, then he can't heal. Because if he was to get drains at the wrong time, he'd just heal right back up. Well, look at that. They're doing work. Wouldn't have expected that. Only 33 banners for that team. That was the best I can do. And you see that my opponent has already gone. And he's stuck on my JMK team in the back. I'm stuck on his Ray. Nothing I can do differently. My 2487 to his 2494. So ends round 1. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.